Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Vani Garcia, and for today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I created this nighttime makeup look. I'm also going to be showing you guys all the items that was used in this video and step by step how I use them. As always, I hope you guys enjoy this video very much, and if you do, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, then please consider subscribing to my channel as well. So let's just get right into the video. To start off, I'm going to take my Baby Lips chapstick just to hydrate my lips. And once I have done my eyebrows, the next step that I always do is take a little bit of concealer and outline my eyebrows. So this is what I'm doing here, and then I'm also going to apply the concealer all over my eye. And with a damp beauty blender, I'm going to press the concealer into my skin and make sure that it's all blended out. Once I have done this to both of my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and begin applying some eyeshadow. And today I'm taking my Morphe 350 palette, and I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette just to conceal the concealer, basically just to seal it in. This second color that I'm taking is a light brown, and this one is going to be my transition shade. So I'm just applying it here into the crease and using circular motions and windshield wiper motions as well to blend it all out, and kind of taking it a little bit higher, closer to my brow bone. This next shade that I'm taking is like a burnt orange color, kind of like a reddish color, and I'm also going to be applying this in the crease, but what I'm going to do with this one is blend it downward towards my eyelid instead of taking it up close to my eyebrow. So I just make sure to deposit the color where I want it first, and then taking the same motions to blend it out. This one is a little bit darker, so I'm just making sure to blend it all downward, kind of not to get rid of that first shade that we used. We don't want to fully get rid of the transition color. So this next color that I'm taking is like a dark brown, and basically this one I'm gonna try to concentrate this color mainly like on the outer part of my eye, but also in the inner corner of my eye. I'm not wanting this color too much like in the very top part of my eyelid, so I'm just blending it out and then kind of connecting it a little bit just to blend it out more. But I feel like this color does lose its darkness very quickly just by blending it out. So I'm gonna keep blending it out, but then little by little I'm gonna be going in with a little bit more to darken it up a little bit more. So it just shows like it's a little bit more brown. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. And this is like what it ends up looking. I could leave it like that, but I don't want to do this today. I'm going to go ahead and take some navy, and I'm going to apply this one all over my eyelid. And this is a really pretty navy color. It actually matches my nail polish pretty good. The only thing is that once I started to blend it out, I feel like the blue kind of got lost a little bit. So basically what I'm doing is just applying all the navy shade right over my eyelid, not necessarily like making it look pretty, just applying as much color, as much darkness as I want to add. And what I'm going to do is take this little brush here and blend it all out, just blending out the harsh edges. But after blending it out a lot too, I noticed that it just kept kind of losing the color again. So I'm blending all the harsh edges, and then I'm going back in with a little bit more color. And I'm just going to be using my brush for this part here because I don't want to take too much. I don't want it to be too much color. I just want to take little by little and then kind of keep blending it out at the same time. So once I get the darkness, the amount of color that I want, I'm next gonna move on to the next and final color, which is gonna be this kind of like a light blue shade. This one has a little bit of shimmer, so I feel like it kind of gave the look a little bit more of a pop, which is what I wanted, since it didn't look as blue. I feel like in person it looked much more blue than it did on camera. So now I'm just gonna blend out the edges of the shade as well, so it can blend in with the navy color. And once I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to my eyeliner, and this one is by Stella. You guys know that this is my favorite eyeliner because of the tip, of how sharp the tip is. I love it. I'm not gonna be creating a wing today. Basically, I'm just gonna be adding a little bit of eyeliner right above my lash line, just to prepare it for falsies. I'm also going to be showing you guys what I have in my Sephora box that I got a couple months ago that I just haven't opened. Got a whole bunch of little benefit samples. So that first one was a Hoola bronzer. This one says it's a highlighter. It's kind of like in a creamy formula. And then this is a little version of my professional primer that I love to use. This one is like I think it's like a tint to add to your lips. I'm interested in trying that one for sure. And this is their Real mascara, which I've used once before. I didn't love it, but I am willing to give it another chance. And I was thinking of applying a little bit of blue right in the center of my eyes. At the time I thought it might be too much, so I decided not to do it. But if I would have known that this look would have came out so dark, I would have definitely added some glitter. It would have made such a huge difference. So now I'm just prepping my natural lashes for my falsies, and I'm adding some glue to my falsies. And while my lashes dry, I'm gonna go ahead and move into the primer, which is the same one that I've used many times, you guys know. So I love this primer so much, and I'm just gonna apply it in my T-zone as usual, which is where I have like more pores, where I'm more oily. And taking my favorite tweezers, these are by Tweezerman, just applying my lashes and just kind of skipping forward to that part. Now to move on to foundation, I'm taking my Wet n Wild foundation that you guys know I have been loving so much. Been using this one for a couple weeks now, and I can definitely give you an honest review about it now that I've worn it for a little while. I would say that this foundation easily compares to the Remarkable foundation by Marc Jacobs. It definitely feels like the same kind of formula. It has a lot of coverage, although with this one I do like to add a little bit more just to give it even more of a fuller coverage. But this foundation is much cheaper than the Remarkable foundation, and I was just kind of making a mess here. Luckily I just blended it out. But this one only costs under $5, which at that price I honestly cannot complain. I'm gonna take some concealer and I'm gonna add this to my T-zone as well. So under my eyes, a little bit around my mouth, on my forehead and on my nose, and as always blending it out. Now moving on to this Airspun translucent powder that I love. I've really been liking this powder so much. It honestly feels like it melts into my skin. I love it. And in the other areas where I did not apply any powder, I'm taking this Milani pressed powder and adding it to those areas to set my foundation. So a little bit on my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead, and now getting rid of the translucent powder as well. Now to curl my lashes with my natural lashes, and moving on to bronzing up my face. So this is a little sample of the Hoola bronzer that I got. I honestly thought that this one was going to be a little bit different than the one that I have, just because the Hoola bronzer I believe comes in a couple other shades. So there's like darker shades, and there is a lighter one as well, which is like the Hoola Light, and I can't remember what the darker one is called, but I was kind of excited to try this one because I know I love the Hoola bronzer, and I thought, oh, you know, I'm finally gonna try something a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same one that I already have. So applying it with this brush was the only difference, but it made it look really natural instead of more defined like it does with the other brush, which I really liked. I'm not applying too much bronzer today. I'm just applying a little bit to the normal areas that I usually apply bronzer, which is like on my forehead, on my cheeks, on my chin. You guys know I love Ozuna, and he's basically all I listen to, so this is me just not resisting and just enjoying the music. And now I'm gonna add a little bit of eyeshadow to the bottom part of my eyes, and I'm not gonna add any navy. Typically that's the color that you would add to the bottom of your eyes if you want it to kind of match the top part, but I'm just taking that third shade, which was like the brown shade, and just applying that to give it a little bit more depth, and then a little bit of mascara as well. Now for bronzer, I believe I used the bronzer from the Masterclass palette by Smashbox. I really like how this blends in with my bronzer. And I'm just gonna be applying some highlight to my eyes, and these are just the normal areas where I apply highlight. I love adding highlight, so I'm just adding this to the inner corner of my eye, a little bit on my brow bone. I'm taking some and adding it to the tip of my nose and a little bit on the bridge of my nose as well. You guys know all the areas where I usually apply highlight. I would say that the area that I love to apply highlight the most is definitely my Cupid's bow. I feel like it just makes like all the areas stand out so much, and it kind of gives my lips the illusion that they're a little bit bigger, a little bit more plump, especially after I add a lip color. And just to finish up with the highlight, I'm just adding some to my cheeks and a little bit on my forehead. This color that I'm taking here is a very light nude shade, and I feel like this went perfect with the look. This one is actually a shade from Mary Kay that I absolutely love. Now I'm just gonna fix my hair a little bit and make it a little bit more messy actually. But yeah, this is pretty much it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and until next time, bye!